I never thought I'd find myself here in the heart of Iraq with the weight of so many lives on my shoulders. But then again, I never thought I'd become a Navy corpsman either. Funny how life works out, huh? March 23rd, 2003, the day everything changed, the day the desert air filled with more than just sand.
Listen up, people. In war, your true character is revealed. It's not about being a hero. It's about doing what's right when everything goes wrong. Remember, you're not just fighting a war, you're fighting to save lives.
Those words stuck with me. Little did I know how soon they'd be put to the test, how soon I'd be asking myself, what the hell did I sign up for? I joined to make a difference, to save lives, but nothing could have prepared me for what was coming. No amount of training can prepare you for the smell of gunpowder mixed with blood.
Corpsman, we need a corpsman.
In that moment, everything I'd trained for, everything I believed in was put to the test. Time seemed to slow down and a voice in my head kept asking, "Can you really do this?" I didn't feel like a hero. I was terrified, but I knew what I had to do. Funny thing about fear, sometimes it pushes you forward instead of holding you back. Stay with me, Marine. You're going to be okay. And if not, we'll get matching prosthetics at the VA. That's when I saw them, civilians caught in the crossfire. It hit me then. This wasn't just about us anymore. In that moment, I realized this wasn't about sides anymore. It was about saving lives, period. The uniform didn't matter. The pulse did. Every life was precious, regardless of which side of the conflict they were on. It's okay. I'm here to help. Your mother will be all right. God, I hope I'm right.
شكراً أمريكي.
In her eyes, I saw something I'll never forget. Hope. And I knew then that this was why I was here. Not just for my fellow Marines, but for every life I could save. In that moment, covered in dust and blood, I finally understood what it meant to be a corpsman. This was my purpose. This was why I was here, to save lives no matter what. You know, they say war is hell, but sometimes it's the moments between the bullets that really get to you. The quiet, the waiting, the not knowing.
He says his stomach hurts, like fire inside.
Appendicitis. Tell him we need to operate now. It was strange finding a friend in the middle of all this, but that little girl, she reminded me why I was here, why it all mattered. Each day brought new challenges, new ways to test the limits of what I thought I could do. Sometimes I surprised even myself. Come on, come on. Hang in there, Marine. I've got steady hands and a pocket full of miracles. In moments like that, time seems to stand still. It's just you, your patient, and the thin line between life and death.
Espinoza, we've got 3 critical, 2 walking wounded.
Triage! Red tags here, yellows there. Move, March 25th, the day the world decided to test just how much one corpsman could handle. Stay with me, buddy. Come on, think. What would House do? Probably insult everyone and pop a Vicodin. Focus, damn it!
Doc, we've got an enemy combatant. He's hit bad, but he might have intel.
In that moment, I realized something. The enemy's blood is just as red as ours. And my job is to keep it where it belongs, inside the body. Just another day at the office. If the office was in hell, with a terrible health plan.
You okay, Doc?
Yeah. No, I don't know. How do you carry this weight, you know? All these lives in your hands?
One day at a time, Doc. One life at a time.
He was right, of course. But as I sat there, covered in other people's blood, I couldn't help but wonder, how many more days like this could I take? And what would be left of me when it was all over? You know those moments in movies where everything goes to hell and you think, well, it can't get any worse? Yeah, turns out those moments happen in real life too, and they smell like copper and cordite. I'd gotten separated from my unit. Rookie mistake, really. But there was a Marine down and, well, that's my job, isn't it? Even if my job was currently trying to kill me. Hey there, sunshine. Looks like you tried to catch a bullet with your chest. Let's see if we can undo that poor life choice, huh? That's when it hit me. We were alone. No backup, low on supplies, and I was staring at a wound I'd only seen in textbooks. Talk about a bad day at the office. Okay, think. What did they teach us about this? Probably something more useful than, don't get into this situation in the first place. In that moment, I felt small. Like all my training, all my experience was just a drop in an ocean of chaos, and I was drowning.
Remember, Espinoza, when all else fails, adapt and overcome. Your mind is your most powerful tool.
All right, buddy. Time for some unorthodox medicine. Don't worry, I saw this work on Grey's Anatomy once. Okay, maybe that's not reassuring. It was crazy, really. Using parts of my uniform, some water from my canteen, and even a piece of debris as a makeshift chest seal. But sometimes, crazy is all you've got. Well, would you look at that? Turns out MacGyver would have made a hell of a corpsman. Now came the fun part, getting us both out of there in one piece. Well, technically 2 pieces, but you get the idea. All right, big guy, time for a piggyback ride, and they say romance is dead in war. In that moment, something changed. I wasn't just a corpsman anymore. I was a lifeline, the only thing standing between this Marine and eternity. Corpsman, we've got a wounded Marine here. As I watched them take over, I realized something. Every life I saved, it wasn't just about them. It was about me, too. Each one made me stronger, more certain. This is who I am. This is what I'm meant to do. In the middle of all this chaos and destruction, I found my purpose. Funny how life works out, huh? You know, they never tell you about the after. What happens when the gunfire stops, but the echoes don't? When you're left picking up the pieces, literally and figuratively. This might sting a little, but trust me, it beats the alternative. And by alternative, I mean my singing voice.
Dr. Espinoza, my mother, she is well now, because of you.
That's great news, kiddo. You know, you helped save her too. Bravest translator I ever had. In her eyes, I saw something I never expected to find in this place. Hope. And maybe, just maybe, a future worth fighting for.
Demonstrated exceptional skill and selfless dedication to the welfare of Marines.
It's surreal, you know? Standing there all polished and proper while in your head.
Petty Officer 3rd Class. Espinoza's actions reflect great credit upon himself and are in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service.
They call it heroism, but really, it's just doing what needs to be done. Being there when it matters most. Because that's the thing about war. It doesn't end with a ceremony. It doesn't end when you go home. For some of us, it never really ends.
Hey Doc, we're heading out soon. Any advice?
Yeah, kid. Remember why you're here. It's not about the medals or the glory or any of that crap. It's about the lives you save. The differences you make, even when it seems impossible. Especially then. Because in the end, that's what it's all about. Not being a hero, just being human, in a place where humanity is in short supply. So here I am, still patching up the wounded, still trying to make a difference, one life at a time, because every life matters, every single one. And who knows, maybe today I'll save another life. Maybe today I'll make another friend. Maybe today I'll finally figure out how to get this damn sand out of my boots.